Ronald Regan Presidential Library here in Simi Valley, California. At itong nakakatawa. Oh. Superhero parking only. Sila Batman lang. Sila Superman lang ang pwede rito. Akalain mong yan.
Saan? Ano pinipicture mo? Picture mo ka dito. Pwede ba mo po rin?
Freedom ba? Dito kami sa Ronald Regan Presidential Library. Kamwa. Yan. Samang aking husbandry.
Ako yung chief ng Presidential Security Group.
Chief daw siya ng Presidential Security Group. Alrighty. Walking to the main entrance. See you there.
1981 to 1989.
Yan, si Ronald Reagan. 40th President of the United States, 1981 to 1989. One of the golden years ng US. Alright. Dito siya nakatira talaga sa Simi Valley, Los Angeles. Medyo hilly. Siya, mabundok. So itong museum niya ay nasa taas talaga ng bundok to. Okay, and now we're going there. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Library. Pogi na. Dati siyang artista. Simula siya ng artista. Tapos naging two-term president. Right. Pogi kaya nito. Ayan sila mag-asawa. Yan, si Ronald and Nancy Reagan. Auschwitz? Bakit may Auschwitz dito? Oh, really? Oh, alam mo kung ano tong Auschwitz na to? Ito yung nung panahon ni Hitler? Yung based sa movie na
Ay, pinagkulungan ng
ito, yung mga pinagkulungan ng mga Jews. Ayan o, dito sila kinulong o. Meron
yung
silang,
gas chamber ba yan?
hindi, parang train na nakakulong sila lahat. Yung mga bata na idadalin sila sa,
Ano yan? Ano yung Schindler's List?
Oo.
Nasa Schindler's List?
oo, sa Schindler's List. Ayan, dito o. Meron silang naka-display. Dito nila nilagay yung mga Jew tapos papatayin sila. Hindi, huwag natin pag-usapan ng negative. This is just history, okay? Like that. Auschwitz. German-made Model 2 freight wagon. Dadalhin sila sa ramp. Alright? Auschwitz. So, doon sa mga nakapanood ng movie na Schindler's List, alam na to. Okay? Alright? Ito. We are now entering main hall. Endarita na. Very peaceful. Right? Very peaceful. Oh. This fountain is called the Lud and Carol Cook Presidential Fountain. Very, ang ano niya, ang dating niya is para kang nasa mga Spanish era. Like yung roof tiles nila is yung, anong tawag din sa roof tiles na yan? Sa labas pa lang tayo. exit. It's a Friday morning, so wala masyadong tao. We have the museum all to ourselves. Okay? See you inside again! At syempre, hindi pwedeng makumpleto ang museum kung wala ang bronze statue ng ating bida. Okay? Siya, si President Ronald Reagan. Pogi? Okay. And we are now going to enter the museum premises. Check. So Ronald Reagan was one of the influential leaders of the 20th century. Pogi. America's best days are yet to come. Our proudest moments are yet to be. Our most glorious achievements are just ahead. Ronald Reagan. Nice. Meron pa hologram sila dito. You're about to start your visit by seeing a first of its kind hologram. Okay. Pause ko muna ha. Mamaya ulit.
Welcome to the White House. Marine One will be landing momentarily, bringing the President and First Lady home to what many call the People's House. The White House grounds occupy 18 acres, and one of its most famous features is the South Lawn. It was first conceived by Thomas Jefferson, but didn't become the South Lawn as we know it until the White House was rebuilt after being burned down by the British in the War of 1812 during the presidency of James Madison. The familiar lawn has served many purposes. Sheep grazed here as late as Woodrow Wilson's term. Children enjoy the annual Easter egg hunt, restored to the South Lawn by Nancy Reagan in 1981. Foreign dignitaries are honored here. And now, the South Lawn is about to serve one of its most important roles, the landing pad for Marine One. As the White House staff prepares for the President's arrival, we'll head inside where we can meet with him in the Oval Office. A typical Washington thunderstorm has delayed the arrival, so we'll have only a few minutes with the President. He's been fighting a seasonal allergy, which you'll probably hear in his voice, as he shares some of his personal history about the most powerful room in the world.
Mr. President, your cabinet meeting will be starting shortly.
Thanks.
Nandito pala ako.
Welcome to the Oval Office. Though I spent years in this office, I never thought of it as mine. I was just the latest temporary occupant in a long and distinguished line. Earlier still, Queen Victoria presented the magnificent desk to President Rutherford B. Hayes. Crafted from the timbers of Her Majesty's ship, Resolute, it's an enduring symbol.
Ronald Reagan is known as the great communicator. So after college, he worked as a young radio announcer, into a movie star, and a compelling speaker.
The next year, Ronald Reagan became the Guild's president, where he led the union in several successful contract negotiations.
Sportscaster.
In the early 1900s,
So he was a radio announcer.
Who would become known as the Great
Yes.
Communicator.
That you and I have the ability and the dignity and the right to make our own decisions and determine our own destiny.
Royal Regan fan club. She met Nancy Reagan, Nancy Davis.
Federal employees number 2.5 million, and federal, state, and locals, 1 out of 6 of the nation's workforce employed by government. These proliferating bureaus with their thousands of regulations and laws as many of our
Then, a time of choosing. He became a governor of California in 1966. So nag-start siya ng naging governor ng California at January 3, 1966. White House campaign. He ran for president in 1976. So he was the governor of California from 1967 to 1975.
We've raised our debt limit 3 times in the last 12 months. And now our national debt is We have $15 billion in
Mga achievements ni Ronald Reagan. Marami siyang mga achievements. So siya ang nag-address ng energy crisis ng US. Okay. Wind power, earth natural, hydropower, and renewable energy. So yan. Yan ang mga legacy ni Ronald Reagan. One of his achievement is cut taxes. Okay, so in 1968, ni-raise niya yung taxes, no? And then, meron 100 million surplus. In 2 terms, Ronald Reagan eliminated state income taxes for the poorest families and reduced taxes on low to middle income wage earners. So, he returned 5.7 billion in taxes to Californians and slowed the growth of the state workforce by more than half. Ayan yung mga achievements niya as a governor. During those 8 years in Sacramento, I think we made the state government less costly, smaller, and more business-like. Yung mga legacy niya. Republican si Bush. So ito yung kanyang
Beginning with the Republicans. Reagan, our projected winner, with 50% of the vote.
campaign.
Bush, 23%. Reagan beating better than 2-1.
Reagan, Bush. So sila magkalaban ng election. Si Reagan, Republican. Si Bush, Democrat.
For the people wearing the responsibility conferred by your trust, I accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
The Great Debate. Great Debate
Atmosphere in
between
downtown Cleveland tonight
Jimmy
can
Carter.
only be described as electric.
The Great Debate.
The League of Women Voters is pleased to welcome President Jimmy Carter and Governor Ronald Reagan.
Ito yung great debate nila.
Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
1980.
Is it easier for you to go and buy things in the stores than it was 4 years ago? Is there more or less unemployment in the country than there was 4 years ago? Is America as respected throughout the world as it was? Do you feel that our security is as safe, that we're as strong as we were 4 years ago?
Yung pag naka-live siya.
The camera is here. So, ito yung ano pala, yung speech ng president. So, and then meron siyang parang mirror. So, when they're in the podium, they can actually read the speeches, right? So, they can look from left to right, and the speech will show up. Ah, ganun pala sila gumawa ng speech. So, nandito mismo siya sa ilalim, and then parang may mirror. Okay? So, for example, you're making the speech, like a presidential speech, like that. Oh,
Ay, kulang ako ng
nice!
picture din. Please, dito eh.